Can the ocean remember the dreams we have long forgotten? Is there a shore where the waves speak in lullabies that only your heart understands? And what if peace isn't something you find in silence, but in the endless rhythm of the tide? These are the truths no postcard can capture. Far from the noisy piers and crowded sands, there are beaches that seem to have waited centuries just for you. Imagine a land where the clouds kiss the desert, where rivers shimmer like melted silver, and mountains stretch like silent monks in meditation. This is Ladakh, the high-altitude desert of northern India, a place as raw as it is refined, where silence is not emptiness, but presence. Here, Tibetan Buddhism isn't just practiced, it breathes in the spin of every prayer wheel, the chant of every monk, and the stillness of every monastery. These ancient buildings are more than architecture, they are vessels of peace. Yet Ladakh isn't frozen in the past. Villagers farm along the Indus, children play beneath stupas, and travelers discover something unexpectedly profound: stillness that transforms. Ladakh doesn't shout, it hums. And if you're quiet enough, it might just change the way you listen to the world and to yourself. Welcome to Whitsunday Beach, a place where time melts into the tide and every wave washes away urgency. Here, off the northeastern coast of Australia, nestled in the heart of the Whitsunday Islands, lies Whitehaven Beach, often hailed as the most beautiful beach in the southern hemisphere. What makes it so unforgettable? The sand. Composed of 98% pure silica, this sand is so fine it feels cool to the touch, even under the scorching tropical sun. It doesn't retain heat. It squeaks beneath your feet. It gleams like powdered sugar under the sun. And when the tide recedes, it forms swirling patterns that change daily, like a living painting drawn by the sea. But Whitsunday isn't just about sand and sea. Just beneath the surface lies part of the Great Barrier Reef, a UNESCO World Heritage marvel, home to thousands of marine species and vibrant coral gardens that stretch for miles. Whether you're snorkeling, sailing, or simply floating in shallow turquoise waters, you become part of a world both ancient and alive. Sail between the 74 islands of this archipelago, and you'll find hidden lagoons, cliffside lookouts, and untouched coves that feel like the Earth's secret whispers. No billboards, no high-rise hotels, just sky, sand, and salt. And then comes the moment when the world falls silent. The sea calms, the horizon glows. You lie back, toes buried in cold white sand, and realize you're exactly where you need to be. Whitsunday Beach is not a tourist spot. It's a feeling, a breath, a slow exhale of beauty that lingers, long after your footprints fade. Set in the shimmering waters of the Tyrrhenian Sea, Elba Beach is a canvas of contrast. Golden sand and jagged cliffs, ancient forts and vibrant marinas, whispers of Napoleon and laughter from sunbathers. This is the kind of place where the past lingers like a perfume, subtle, evocative, never overpowering. Wander west and you'll find Fedavaya Beach, a crescent of soft sand hugged by hills. Head north and discover Sansone with its dazzling white pebbles and turquoise waters so clear they look unreal. Yet, some of the best spots have no names, just hidden inlets and calm coves where silence speaks. But Elba isn't just about beaches, it's about rhythm. Here, mornings begin with the smell of fresh espresso and the sea. Midday means sun on your shoulders and waves at your feet. And evenings, they arrive like poetry, cicadas singing, wine flowing, and the sky dressed in gold. Dive deeper, literally, and Elba becomes another world. Shipwrecks, coral, fish darting in rays of light. For hikers, inland trails offer panoramic views of sea and sky colliding. For dreamers, it offers something harder to name, a sense of ease, of presence. And always the sea calls. Loud for some, soft for others. But it calls. And if you listen closely, you'll hear what travelers across centuries have heard. Elba doesn't ask you to rush, to post, or to prove. It just asks you to be. Tucked in the Balearic Islands of Spain, Menorca is the quiet cousin in a loud family. Where Ibiza pulses and Mallorca glitters, Menorca listens to the waves, the breeze, and the ancient stones that remember. Its beaches are not showpieces, they are sanctuaries. Cala Macarella, Cala Turqueta, Cala Mitjana, names that sound like music, and places that feel as if they've always existed. The water here is impossibly clear, colored in shades of turquoise and sapphire that don't seem real until you step in. You won't find mega resorts or neon signs. What you will find are coves hugged by limestone cliffs, pine trees leaning into the sea air, and the sound of nothing, just wind and waves. Menorca moves slowly, like an old song. You don't visit, you surrender to it. But it's not just nature that defines this island. Beneath your feet lie thousands of years of history, Talaidic monuments, Roman ruins, and Arabic influences in architecture and rhythm. Walk its trails, and you walk through time. As the day fades, Menorca offers one final gift, its sunset. There's no drama, no applause, just color bleeding gently into the sea. It's not an ending, just a soft exhale. Menorca doesn't promise anything. It simply invites you to slow down, to breathe deeper, and to feel how silence can speak. There are places you visit, and there are places that stay with you. Koh Phi Phi is not just a beach. It's a feeling, a suspended moment between sky and sea, between wonder and warmth. Just 45 kilometers from mainland Thailand, Koh Phi Phi is a cluster of 6 islands, though most travelers fall for 2. Phi Phi Don, vibrant and lively, and Phi Phi Le, wild, uninhabited, and the cinematic backdrop for the beach. But no movie can truly capture the spectrum of blues in these waters. From above, they appear like gems scattered across the sea. From within, they are entire worlds, teeming with coral, fish, and fluid light. By day, kayaks glide silently into hidden lagoons. Boats drift past towering cliffs where time itself seems to pause. Locals smile with effortless hospitality. Thai spices tingle on the tongue, carried by the ocean breeze. By night, Koh Phi Phi transforms. Fire dancers spin sparks into the sky. Beach bars pulse with energy. The island comes alive, not just with tourists, but with tales, laughter, and connections. And yet, even amid the celebration, there's a quieter Phi Phi. Walk to the viewpoint at dawn. You'll see a sunrise that feels like a prayer. Dive into a bay with no name and discover silence that sings. Here, time stretches. Here, you remember how it feels to simply be. If you follow the sea long enough, past the familiar beaches and beyond the crowded coasts, you might find yourself in a place that doesn't quite feel real. Tucked away on the northern edge of Miniloc Island in El Nido, the Big Lagoon is one of Palawan's most ethereal wonders. While the Philippines is famous for its white sand beaches and island fiestas, here, nature speaks in a different tone. It's quieter, slower, and older. As your kayak glides silently over water that shifts between jade and turquoise, you begin to realize that this place wasn't built for tourists. It was shaped by patience, millennia of ocean and earth coexisting. Massive limestone cliffs rise on both sides like cathedral walls. Their roots stretch deep into the water, while their tops are crowned with wild greenery. Beneath you, marine life dances in the sunbeams. Baby rays, corals, and schools of fish drifting like petals. In the absence of noise, something awakens. You begin to notice things: the rhythm of your breath, the gentle splash of your paddle, the echo of birds circling overhead. The stillness becomes immersive and, strangely, deeply personal. Locals say the lagoon changes with the tides, deeper at some hours, brighter at others. Like a living being, it never repeats itself. And what you take with you is silence, stillness, and the memory of how, for just a little while, paradise let you in. This is Djerba, an island adrift in the Mediterranean, yet rooted in the histories of empires and traders. Phoenicians, Romans, Arabs, Berbers, they've all passed through. And somehow, Djerba remembers them all, not in ruins, but in rhythms. Its architecture is a sun-bleached blend of simplicity and soul. Whitewashed walls, blue doors, and curves where shadows dance. It's not just beautiful, it's functional. Made for light, made for air, made for rest. Then there's the culture. In Humt Souk, the scent of cinnamon mingles with sea spray. A vendor wraps silver into spirals. A woman arranges dates like treasures. And just a few kilometers away, the El Griba Synagogue, one of the oldest Jewish temples in Africa, stands as quiet testimony to Djerba's open heart. But above all, Djerba is about feeling, not what you see, but what you sense. A stillness that heals, a softness in the air, a moment that becomes memory the instant your toes touch the tide, and you realize you're no longer rushing through life. You're just being. And that is Djerba. Not all beaches are about sunbathing and cocktails. Some, like Galapagos Beach, are windows into another world. Located on the volcanic islands off the coast of Ecuador, Galapagos Beach is where evolution tells its most intimate stories. It's where lava rock meets ocean tide, and ancient creatures thrive, untouched, unbothered, and unafraid. Here, animals don't run from humans because they never had to. There are marine iguanas, prehistoric and strange, diving into cold waves to graze on underwater algae. Sally Lightfoot crabs scurry over black rocks in flashes of orange and red. Blue-footed boobies perform their peculiar courtship dances, proudly ridiculous, beautifully honest. And then there are the giant tortoises, slow-moving legends that seem carved from the land itself. Watching them, you feel time slow down. But it's not just the animals. It's the feeling, the sense that you are walking through a place where the earth is still listening to itself, still creating, still remembering. This is where Darwin found questions, not answers, and that's what makes it magic. The beach, the breeze, the sound of waves meeting volcanic sand, everything in Galapagos reminds you that life didn't appear all at once. It evolved, carefully, quietly, wonderfully. And as the sun sets over Tortuga Bay and the water glows soft and gold, you'll feel it too. You haven't just seen nature, you've been welcomed by it. They say you never forget the first time the sun touches your skin on Santorini. Santorini isn't just a beach destination. It's a collision of fire and water, an island forged by eruptions and softened by time. The sands here aren't all golden. Some are black, some red, and some a deep, dusty gray, telling stories of a violent past. Parisa, Kamari, and Red Beach each wear their hues like battle scars, turned beautiful. The scent of sea salt mixes with grilled octopus. Children run into the surf as church bells echo faintly from the cliffs above. At midday, the heat slows everything down. Time here doesn't rush, it lingers. But it's in the evening that Santorini transforms. The beaches glow under the molten pinks and golds of the caldera sunset. Couples sit in silence. Cameras are forgotten. There's only the moment. And behind the beach, the villages rise like sugar cubes on stone, framing the coastline with their iconic blue domes and lazy stairways. Oya and Fira are not just picture perfect. They're perfectly still, like they've been holding their breath for centuries. This island has a way of making you remember who you are, or perhaps who you wanted to be. Santorini is a postcard, but it's also a pulse. Come here not to find paradise, but to feel something ancient, slow-burning, and unforgettable. Sometimes the world hides its masterpieces in silence. No billboards, no crowds, just wind, stone, and the sea. Welcome to Faro Beach. Nestled between jagged cliffs and the untamed fury of the North Atlantic, this remote shore isn't featured in most travel brochures, and that's exactly the point. It exists quietly, as if meant only for those who dare to listen. The Faroe Islands, floating between Iceland and Norway, are known for their raw wilderness, emerald hills, and sheep-covered slopes. But this beach, it's something else. It's not tropical. It doesn't glitter. Yet it pulls you inward. Here, black volcanic sand meets roaring gray waves. The cliffs, carved by time and wind, tower like guardians of a forgotten realm. And when the fog rolls in, the entire landscape disappears into a dream. But Faro Beach isn't just a place of nature. It's a place of stories. Legends whisper of sea spirits, selkies, half seal, half human, who dance on these shores under the moonlight. And you can almost believe it, because there's a certain mythical quiet here, like stepping into a Norse saga that never ended. The beach changes constantly. One moment it's still, the next, violent. And in that, it reminds us of life itself. Unpredictable, untamed, beautiful in its chaos. Above, puffins and sea eagles wheel across stormy skies. Below, tide pools shimmer with hidden life. There's no Wi-Fi, no cafes. Only the sound of waves colliding with rock, a rhythm older than language. And perhaps that's what makes Faro Beach unforgettable. It doesn't entertain you. It challenges you to feel, to walk the sand alone, hear your own breath against the wind, and realize that solitude isn't emptiness. It's a gift. Because places like this, quiet, vast, and fiercely wild, are not escapes from the world.